Parker. Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order for the Mchenry Township meeting for November 13th at 7 p.m. If you'll follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance, I'd appreciate it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Supervisor Barla.
I am here.
Trustees Bindernagel. Here. Mendlick.
Here.
Shaver.
Here.
Yeager.
Here. Okay. I'm passing my way in. We have one audience member that I don't believe he's here to speak. Am I correct, or are you speaking?
Jody, what do you want for dinner tonight?
Okay, we're on to number 3. Approval of meeting minutes from the Mchenry Township regular meeting dated October 9th, 2025.
I'll make a motion that we discuss and or approve the meeting minutes from October 9th.
Second. Yeager.
Yeah. Have no
All
discussion.
those are, okay, let's have a discussion. No discussion? Do I hear any discussion on those? Do I hear any discussion? That's 3 times. No discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion passes. Those are passed. Number 4, motion for approval of receipts and bills for the town fund.
We, the undersigned members of the Mchenry Township Board of Trustees, certify that we have this 13th day of November 2025 examined and audited amounts due for the items specified in the claims attached and hereby authorized payments of same. Total reimbursements to be approved, $0. Total bills to be approved, $18,822.08. Total bills paid prior to audit, $50,701.67. Total to be approved, $69,523.75. Total receipts, $21,769.03. I make a motion that we approve and pay these bills.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? No discussion. No discussion. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Yeager.
Yes.
Shaver.
Yes.
Mendlick.
Yes.
Bindernagel. Yes. Supervisor Barla.
Yes. More of a curiosity question. Do I really have to vote? Or do I ordinarily vote?
Yes, you
Break a tie?
No, you vote as a board member.
Okay. It slipped my mind for some reason. I was like, why? I'm going to ask you sitting next to me.
Yeah, you vote as board member.
It's not really free, but
Getting
it's
all
kind of
your-
like
all you're
being,
paying for.
it's kind of like being free. I'm just kidding. I shouldn't do that.
No, you're fine.
I'm kidding.
You're fine.
Okay, number 5, motion for approval and receipts and bills for the general road and bridge fund.
We, the undersigned members of the McHenry Township Board of Trustees, certify that we have this 13th day of November 2025 examined and audited amounts due for the items specified in the claims attached and hereby authorized payments of the same. Total reimbursements to be approved, $0. Total bills to be approved, $49,109.33. Total bills paid prior to audit, $1,910.33. Total to be approved, $69,019.66. Total receipts, $35,402.28. I make a motion that we approve and pay these bills.
I'll second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Any discussion on that? Hearing no discussion, so no discussion. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Shaver.
Yes.
Mendlick.
Yes.
Bindernagel. Yes. Yeager.
Yes.
Supervisor Barla.
Yes. Okay, item number 6, motion for approval of receipts and bills for permanent hard road.
I'd like to make a motion to approve receipts and pay the bills for Permanent Hard Road. We, the undersigned members of the Mchenry Township Board of Trustees, certify that we have this 13th day of November 2025 examined and audited amounts due for the items specified in the claims attached and hereby authorized payment of same. Total reimbursements to be approved, $0. Total bills to be approved, $28,266.79. Total bills paid prior to audit, $27,677.40. Total to be approved, $55,944.19. Total receipts, $7,308.64.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion on those bills? No discussion on the bills? No discussion, so would the clerk please call the roll?
Mendlik,
Yes.
Binnenagel,
Yes.
Jaeger,
Yes.
Shaver,
Yes.
Supervisor Darla.
Yes. Item number 7 is fund transfer. We do not need one of those. Item 8, under new business, the first one is 8.1, approval of levy ordinance for town general assistance discussion and possible action. I can make the motion for ordinance 111325. Should be right there. Yeah, you got it.
I'll second.
And if Mr. Militello would work through that for us and explain.
You bet. This is the town levy. It's for the 2025, it's the 2025 ordinance. It's for going to be funding for the 2026, 2027 budget and fiscal year. Last year you levied and received, your total extension was $1,702,904. This particular extension request for the levy is $1,787,878, which is approximately 4.99% increase from last year. You won't get all that, but that's the request that's being asked.
Now, I've done a little bit of homework on that. We never get what we request. We're usually shy. Oh, it's all over the place. Anywhere from a couple $1,000s to hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it's kind of interesting. I was looking at it, so make sure we capture what we can.
The document also has what is called a truth and taxation document, a certificate of compliance, which would also be signed and filed. Basically what that is saying is, since it is not over 5%, you didn't do the black box in the paper, and you didn't have a public hearing, which is required if you exceed 5%. With that, it would be my recommendation to this board to approve it as is.
Okay. Does that have to be a roll call, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Just one.
Any discussion on that levy?
Yep, I do this every time we talk about this. I saw several articles in the local newspaper today about other municipalities that have chosen to do black box and raise their levy. And I just want to state that my understanding is that in raising the levy, that does not necessarily mean that we are raising any individual taxpayer's property taxes, because there are more houses, there is more growth in the community that will offset that amount. That is simply the total amount that the township will collect. And so, for anybody watching, anybody listening, like, that assumption is correct, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is correct. Your EAV for the total township is increasing, which is most likely going to drive down your limiting rate, essentially reducing the tax rate for the individual taxpayers. However, it's the assessed value then times that tax rate, which then creates that tax bill.
Correct. There's a very large misconception amongst the public that when municipalities raise the levy, that is raising their taxes, and I saw dozens of posts today with this sentiment, and people choose not to come to the meeting, choose not to go to the things like what Mary hosts to understand how this works, and then assume that when municipalities raise the levy, that is, jacking their property taxes. It's not true.
I think that's a great point. One of the things that Mchenry Township has tried to do in the past, and what I'm trying to do as the current supervisor, is really learn to live within our means. We need revenues to equal expenses, and my understanding is costs are going to go up no matter what. So we've got to get a little bit of an increase, and that's through new growth and things of that nature that we can get. So payroll goes up, cost of goods go up. We have to do a job as a board is to find the most economical solution to deliver the services that the taxpayers want. And I think we do that. We're not overburdening them. I just happened to watch the county today talk about their budget and their levy today. And they're floating a $20 or $30 increase to an average taxpayer. So I think we're very frugal when it comes to what we do here. Okay, any other discussion? Hearing no discussion, if the clerk would call the roll for the ordinance?
Bendenagel?
Yes.
Yeager?
Yes.
Shaver?
Yes.
Mendlick?
Yes.
Supervisor Barlow?
Yes. Then there's the 8.2 is the levy ordinance for general road and bridge and permanent hard road funds. And I'm going to look over Mr. Militello's shoulder for ordinance RD 251113.
Are you making that motion?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
I'll second that one as well.
If you walk through that one, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Again, similar arguments that were presented earlier. However, the difference in this particular levy, it's the road district levy, and it's made up of two funds, the road and bridge fund and the permanent hard road fund. The total amount that's being asked for in this particular 2025 levy is $3,774,434. Last year's extension, which was received, was $3,598,126. The increase that's being requested is 4.90% increase from the previous year. Again, under the 5%, not requiring the black box or the publication. And again, this would be the Highway Commissioner's levy. There is a signature line for the Highway Commissioner to sign as well, recognizing that amount. Once the board has approved it as well. And this is to be filed. Again, these filings need to be done, and it's statutory, and it needs to be done before the last Tuesday of the month of December.
Good, we can get that done. Okay, any other further discussion regarding the highway levy?
Just, did we have the conversation with Jim to do the 4.99 versus the 4.9, and you?
Yeah, that's roughly, I believe, the number on his is 4.99 also.
There was just
4.08.
Yeah,
His is 4.90. He decided to leave it.
90.
Yeah, 4.90. He decided to leave it at that number.
Okay.
And quite honestly, too, the gap between where he's coming in on the projection, where he's at now, he's still going to be fine.
Okay, would the clerk please call the roll?
Mendlick?
Yes.
Bendenagel?
Yes.
Yeager?
Yes.
Shaver?
Yes.
Supervisor Barlow?
Yes. Okay, item number 9 is old business. I do not see any.
You forgot
You
the.
know, you
Oh, did I? Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, 8.1, 8.2.
8.3.
Oh, I missed the new agenda. That's what happens when I print early and get ready, huh?
I'll make a motion.
8.3, the approve the 2026 board meeting schedule, discuss possible action. Yes, I've seen that.
I'll make a motion that we approve the 2026 board meeting schedule.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. None opposed, motion passes. Sorry about that. Item number 10, proposed agenda items for the next monthly board meeting.
I have passed out a document to each member of the board related to an event that Mr. Yeager and I would like to bring forward for the township to consider and potentially sponsor. I don't know if you want to add that there, or if you'd like me to talk more about it during open comment.
We can put it on the agenda to get an update.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of the actions that I would look at is the use of township property to raise funds on behalf of the township.
Can't do it.
Yeah, I think there's some things that have to happen, but yeah, anything else for item number 10?
Yeah.
Nope. We'll discuss that, the supervisor's report. Any questions on my report? I don't hear any questions. The only thing that I want to add is that there's really good attendance down at the senior center. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they've had a couple small classes that was seasonal, and there were 7 folks that built fall centerpieces. And then I'm trying to figure out, and I haven't done my research on Carol Bradley, their speaker that they had down there. I did not follow that one, but they continue to do a great job as partners down there on that. And there's a lot of activity going on down there. Holiday season is in full swing. The pantry and the rec center continue to do what they do. So we've interjected ourselves into a little bit of traffic control. Parking's a little tight down there on Tuesdays and Thursdays when the pantry's in business. We've worked with them. We're double stacking cars. We're leaving the front doors open, so there's not any issues. Little stopping cars when the seniors come out so they can cross and get to their vehicles. So it's all working out. Things seem to be going well down there. That's all I have.
May I ask a question about the food pantry topic? Is there any residency requirement, or can anybody from any area come and get food from the food pantry?
That pantry is run by Fish's McHenry. You'd have to ask them, but based on what I read and everything, they are not requiring anything at this time.
They're not,
Someone
because
from
they get money
Indiana.
from the food bank.
Yes.
So
Northern
Indiana
Italy.
could come and get food and potentially take it away from someone in our own community. Have they ever run out of food?
No.
No.
Okay.
No. If you'd like to,
But because
I'll be more than happy to introduce you to the ladies down
Yeah,
there.
that'd be great.
They do a great job down there.
When you partner with Northern Illinois Food Bank, that's one of the things you can't do.
Even out of state, though?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Chicago pantries do.
Really interesting. Yeah, no, I saw some interesting license plates roll through and had that same question. But after investigating it, now they'll assist anybody who's in need of food.
Yeah. My only concern was just, would they
They
ever run out?
usually get their information, and if they're not in the right areas, they will
Yeah.
get them in the right direction, but they won't refuse them food.
That's part of having them on campus, we're reopening that two-way dialogue. So if there is something that's different or out of whack or whatever, Debbie can, with GA or EA clients, Debbie can pick up the phone, call them, and they'll assist. And vice versa, if they've got something that's going on, they can call here, and we'll be more than happy to figure it out with them. Or we can send that person. So it's good that this is where I can brag on myself a little bit. It's good that the supervisor's here full time to have those conversations. And I've implemented a quarterly meeting with senior service associates, and I'm talking to those ladies twice a week now during the holiday season for the food pantry. So
Great.
I think they do a great job down there. I mean, absolutely great job. Okay. Any other questions on supervisor's report? Nope. Number 12, assessor's report.
Okay, basically, just wanted to let you know we are in full swing in the appeal time. And so myself and my deputy assessors will be doing that. We have about 260 appeals this year. And that means that we'll be, because we didn't actually start, actually our first day of hearing isn't until next Thursday, the 20th of November. So we will be pretty well into at least the end of, probably into February easily with appeals. And we basically, that's all based on the county and how they schedule it. I'd just like to remind people, anybody who's listening, that if they did file an appeal, that we don't have any say in how it's scheduled or anything, but if they have an in-person hearing, they do get a notice from the county with the time and place and everything that, again, that's all done by the order that the Board of Review decides. We don't decide that. We also have, a lot of properties that we haven't visited in a while, so my staff has been out. If someone uses a property that we haven't been to in a while, my staff goes out so we have the right information to compare it. And so a lot of people are seeing my staff that have not seen them in quite a while. Other than that, some of the good news, I have one of my new staff members, Grant has completed his training and has now gone through all the courses he needs to become a certified Illinois assessing officer, and was sworn in by Jody a couple weeks ago. So he's actually an appraiser, but he can't work as an appraiser in this capacity. And the training was important to show the differences between appraising and assessing. So we argue all the time. So, no, it's a different thing, different field. So we really had a lot of discussions. But anyway, he's been a great addition and will be helpful in this appeal time. Other than that, that's pretty much what we're focused on, and just wanted to wish everyone a happy and safe Thanksgiving, which is only, what, 2 weeks away? Wow.
Yeah.
Okey-doke, thank you very much. Any other questions, perhaps?
I just have one question. So Mary, when you did the software upgrade, one of the things you mentioned was that it would make it easier for people to pull data to do the appeals. The number of appeals that you got this year, would you say that was the same as, less than, or more than what we normally get?
It's a little bit less, but it has reduced the number of calls to our office to say, how many bathrooms? I can't figure it out. And because the website gives comparable properties that have sold and comparable properties if they're looking at these assessments, it gives a lot more information than they've ever had before. It's not all perfect. We've learned pretty quickly that there's some work that we have to do on our end to tweak it a little bit. But overall, it's working really well. Appraisers can get their sketches off the website. So it's just been a lot more helpful for us to not have to be on the phone as much.
Nice. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2012, you're correct. And then down for the street name, Villanova, V-I-L-N-O-V-A. Should be able to pull something up right now. If not, now get rid of the street address. Just pull up Villanova. And it should give you the pins on that street.
How many appeals did you have last year?
How many appeals? You know, I want to say it was over 300. It was probably somewhere closer to 350 last year.
The new website could have attributed to less.
Actually, I think what contributes to
It works.
the value is going up.
He's got things.
And even, but
Okay.
we're seeing more of the higher end properties that have, last year we had an almost 12% increase, this year 9%. So some of those higher end properties are being pushed higher.
Right.
The ones that have purchased that are under, that are assessed higher than what they paid, we have a lot of sale issues. But actually, we're not seeing a lot of people use market value, they're using equity. So they're comparing to other homes in their neighborhood that did not sell. And that's where that gets a little more interesting. And why we have a lot more properties that we haven't visited. Because we always go out to homes as they sell to update the property. And then when we get into a neighborhood, we'll do all of the ones that we haven't done. But we're catching up on a lot of them this year. So.
Okay. If there are no more questions, it's item 13 is the Highway Commissioner's report. Any questions on his report?
Give him a call, email him.
Item 14, there is no executive session. And last is 15 is board member comments.
All right, so I passed out to each of you a rough draft, literally rough draft, hot off the presses. So we obviously had the opportunity to attend the Township Officials of Illinois Conference. Took away several I thought really good ideas from that. Michelle and I attended a session on townships doing more for youth. Mark and I attended the trustee division meeting, and one of the ideas in that meeting was to have the township do something for the America 250 celebration. And so Mark and I basically spent 3.5 hours in the car on the way back discussing potential options and ideas for this celebration. And so obviously I just put Mark and I on here as sponsors just because we discussed it, but I would like to involve the board in reaching out and doing more to communicate and connect with our local communities. But the start of it would be to get them to participate with us to do a 250 celebration. So all of the municipalities that are part of the township, get them to participate in hosting a one-day event, probably somewhere around July 4th. The main goal is to build funds to create a scholarship and youth fund for the township. So every year we'd like to start the process to maybe give out some scholarships to the local high schools and have some additional funds to do more youth programming. We do a lot of programming for seniors. We have the senior bus service, etc. It's been a while that we've done anything for kids. Some of the stuff that Michelle and I heard about in the youth session, obviously we're not going to be at the point that some of the other townships are at. Some of these townships have dedicated like mental health people and dedicated kid programming, coordinators. We're obviously not at that point. But I jotted down some ideas, so things we could do at this event, have food trucks, music, raffles. I'll let Mark kind of talk about some of his ideas. But really my suggestions were just to try to involve every organization within the community: fire, EMS, political organizations, community organizations, Girl and Boy Scouts, and have games, activities, stuff that kids can do. The last thing that I added here kind of at the last minute was I saw this idea of a township time capsule. Thought that was kind of interesting. But we'd really have to form a committee to have regular meetings to try to plan this because we don't have a lot of time. And so that is another area where I think getting help from the other local communities would help. Perhaps we even recommend that some of the other communities maybe we join forces with, and if they were going to host events around that same time, we all just host one giant event. So those are my thoughts. I know Mark has a lot of good ideas as well.
Thank you. I can walk up and down 120 and 31 and walk into each business and cold call them and ask for a gift card or something we can raffle off. Let's see, another idea was every village meeting we have to attend as a group, as a board, and show up once, and then every monthly meeting we should be present at McHenry, Johnsburg, McComb Lake, Greenwood, all the villages that we represent. Have one representative go in there and during that 2 minutes of open discussion, tell them what we're doing. Tell them about our bus, tell them about this, tell them about that. And if they're planning anything, then they might say, well, we were planning on doing a bus, or we were planning on doing an event. Let's partner together and we can make it twice as good. So I think communicating with the local villages will be in our best interest. And if it's not, then we stop after a year. But at least we try to put our hand out and talk to everybody else and see what we can partner. We've got a lot of people that we can partner with. A lot of people don't know what's going on here. When was the last time we talked to Lakemore, their city council? So let's get out and start doing some of that. As far as can we use our parking lot if we do a fundraiser with an attached property?
I don't know, so parking lot.
Because if we approach somebody right there that has alcohol sales.
Like the moods you're saying?
Yes. We approach them to do something in their yard, their facility, use our parking lot. It's still, as far as the people know, it's township area. It's near our complex, so it might be an idea. Everybody I've talked to, every single person I've talked to says, yeah, I'll help. Put me down. How can I help? What can I do? So everything from vendors to musicians. So I put together quite a bit, we put together quite a bit in just the 24 hours since we stopped talking about it. Conversation started about noon yesterday. So people think it's a great idea.
So the first item I will take on and look into is the legal use of township property to raise funds.
Right, for youth funds.
So, one of the ideas that I've been floating around in my head is to ultimately form a foundation that's tied to the township. So we'd have to form a corporate board and then become a nonprofit. So that's one of the things, is trying to do that. So, looking into that, that's down the road. But first thing first, we need to find a location and look into legalities there. I think it's a great idea.
We thought
it would take you a week to say that.
We did call Torima, and they said that alcohol sales are the only sort of specificity as far as insurance
Yep.
risk is concerned.
Just
And
let
they
Torma
said,
know what's going on.
yeah, and they said if we were gonna have alcohol sales, we'd have to have dram shop insurance. If we talk with and the Moose is interested in participating, to Mark's point, if they sell out, like, that seems like a win-win, it's right
We got
there.
it.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I talked to, it's $1,000 for the dram shop for one day
For an event
For an
that
event.
size.
of that size. Now, I don't know if that's beer, wine, and liquor, or just beer and wine, but then we'd have to get a liquor license also issued to us, and I have no clue. And and we disagree, but my thing is if it's more family orientated, not nighttime with the fireworks, that's orientated to the adults and the older. This would be more orientated to the grandpa that wants to bring his little one, parents with little ones, kind of a younger event. So, you know, a pet parade, you know, just little things like that, and the kids love it.
It'd be kind of like the day in the park that we used to do, if you do it during the day.
Yeah, it'd be during the day.
I mean, I was even thinking like we just reschedule our touch a truck to that same day, like,
That's not our event, that's the road commissioner's event, you can't
Yeah.
touch that one.
Yeah, I doubt it.
We can talk to
Yeah.
them. We can
That
talk to them.
brings in
Sure.
so
No,
many
I've-
people.
No, we can talk.
Brings
to them.
in, several thousand.
No, they canceled because of the weather.
That raises money?
No, it does not, it's not a fundraiser.
It's not a fundraiser.
So do we get money kicked back to us from the Lions?
No.
Or whoever it is?
so yeah, if anybody's any ideas, let us know. If anybody wants to participate, let us know. I figured we'd form a committee, we talk about it more at the next meeting, but, this was just the rough draft.
I was in with Rich Township and Oak Park Township, and he looked at me and said, "You don't have additional revenue streams to fund all this?" I got 9. And so that put us to thinking, we need to find revenue streams to do some of this stuff to improve the community.
Don't disagree.
And the scholarships are a great idea, we think, for improving the community.
The TOI scholarships some of them go unclaimed. I've had, when Supervisor North had some issues, one of the students from Richmond High School came down, he interviewed me, and he ended up getting a scholarship out of it. So, no, I think it's a great avenue. It's just making sure we can find the funding streams to keep it going. Absolutely, I think it's a great idea.
Well, I'll volunteer to be the benefactor for the first one.
Scholarship?
No, for the initial funds
Event.
to fund the event and get paid back out of what we.
There you go. Well, the idea is to make the first one fund itself.
Yes,
Revenue.
right, but the pre-money, I can put it up.
Hopefully we can just get billed after the event. That'd be one way to go. If there are any fees. But no, thank you. Any other comments? Nope. Any comments from down there? Nope.
So kind of to piggyback off of that, I'm all for family events, get the family in the park, but the other thing that, part of that youth program or youth thing at TOI was to get education to our younger generation, our seniors in high school, they don't even know what township government does. Who are we? What do we do? So they talked about sessions and getting into the schools and meeting with, in the civic classes. They all have to take a constitutional test. Even started at the 8th grade level, and these are the kids that are going to be voting, and they should be educated on what government is, not just what they see on CNN or Fox or any of those other multimedia. What is your local government? So they really pushed some of that stuff, and there were some free things that they had put out there, or low cost that we can do that are geared more towards the seniors or the high school kids. Even intergenerational, where you take the seniors in high school and the senior services and have a cooking class.
They do. Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah, so it's but bringing back in the high school kids and getting them involved in government. They even had clerk for a day.
They talked about like a government day where they even had students come, like take a field trip to the township and like sit with people for an hour and like rotate through stations.
When we had the youth commission, those were things that we did, but we haven't had that for.
Which I think is part of what they're trying to
bring
about
back.
the money,
Yeah.
but these are things to do for little or no cost to get who we are out there.
Right,
So it's kind of working together on.
yes. Adam
streams.
suggests all of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
It's a multifaceted.
There was a lot of good information at TOI this year that did getting us back into the community and getting, especially the younger generation involved, which, I've been saying for years we need to do. And this just gave some great ideas, so. Kind of
One
exploring
of the
some
things
that.
that was mentioned for a revenue stream is every bank should be approached, and they do a annual donation. And once they start doing it, it's just an annual donation, and it's something that would improve things and would give us some funding to do some things that Gary and the board decide. So we should, and I'm a salesman, so I'm not afraid to walk through any door, introduce myself, and ask for a check. So, and you guys see me in action with about 150 people down there, and you see how effective I am.
Gary, I don't know if you want to mention it. If you're not going to mention it, I'll mention it. But you mentioned something to us about other townships and their questions about us as a board and like.
Oh, I was talking to Debbie about it today. One of the things, the comments that I got from other townships, different people within the township, whether it was a supervisor, a clerk, or road commissioner, they knew that all of us attended the conference, and they're like, how'd you do that? I said, we're not afraid to talk to each other, and that we listen to each other's ideas, we're willing to discuss things, and discussion is good. And they were all like, what, you talk to each other? They were flabbergasted that we actually talked to each other. And so we stick out like a sore thumb. They know who Mchenry Township is, certainly. Not only the bad publicity that we had in the past, but also some of the good that we do. We might be growing again, I'll say, from the standpoint of getting our feet back underneath us, and I think it's coming slowly but surely. I think you guys have figured me out by now. I'm just much more conservative from the standpoint of wanting to close the financial gap before taking on any more economic responsibilities. That's the biggest thing that in my area is wanting to be fiscally responsible. But I also understand the importance of starting to talk to our youth, because they are the future. What's interesting, I'll just throw this out there, I've been invited to a 5-year strategic plan for one of the local school districts. They can't get the parents engaged, so we can't get the children engaged. So there's a whole disconnect with the voting public, and until they understand that, we're here on their, to benefit some of them and for their use, they need to come out and tell us what's on their mind. It's great, but it's not great at the same time by not having any feedback. So we stick out as what I'll say, and they definitely know who Mchenry Township is. when it comes to getting our organization together as a whole. And it's works out pretty well. Anything else? Okay, the one thing that I do want to do is I have a couple thank yous for while we were out of town. Traffic control doesn't stop down at the pantry during the holidays. I'd like to thank Mary for you and anybody from your group that came out and helped us. I know that Ray Menlick Sr. was out along with Gary Hetz, and then Dave, his brother, helped out while we were gone. So thank you to them. I mean, those are the kind of guys you need to find that are willing to help. So guess what? They're on the list. That's all I've got for tonight. Ray or Michelle, anything?
No, I put my 2 cents
Okay.
in.
No, good.
All right, make a motion that we adjourn.
I will second that motion.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Hearing none, we're adjourned at 7:41.
Very productive meeting.
Yep. Longer than usual.
Well, that was another thing that